Yeah. Hope you had a great Labor Day weekend, friends. We had a little family barbecue. Labor Day weekend, when every asshole in your family shows up to put a cherry on the shit Sunday of what we call summer. My Uncle Frank showed up. He's an 84-year-old Irish Catholic man from New England. What are the odds he'd be miserable? I'm sitting there barbecuing hot dogs and hamburgers. I give him a hot dog on his paper plate, his Dixie plate. His paper Dixie plate. Which, by the way, my wife was pissed at me because I did not buy the Chinette. The stiffer cardboard plate. I went to Hannaford. I came back with Dixie plates. Because it's like $4.99 for 150 plates. And the Chinettes are like, $375 for 7 Chinette plates or whatever. I thought I was shopping well. I brought the Dixie plates home and my wife goes, Bob, oh my God, Dixie plates? Oh my God. People are going to think we're cheap. Really? You don't think they're going to think we're cheap because we're giving them hamburgers and hot dogs on a paper plate in general? It's going to be because of the type of... Nobody's eating off a paper plate going, Jesus. I tell you, these Chinettes, these people got some cash. Anyway, my Uncle Frank, I put a hot dog on his plate, and he snapped at me. He goes, I said 2 hot dogs. I said, I didn't hear you say that. And then he asked me if I was an asshole. And we've covered this before, but people from New England will ask you if you're an asshole. What are you, an asshole? I don't think so. No, I'm not. I go, why are you so grumpy today? My condo association fees went through the roof. Everything's through the roof with pricing. If you're of a certain age, it's through the roof. Nobody in their 20s would say that, use that expression. Geez, I went to buy a friggin' Taylor Swift album. It's through the roof. I don't think anybody in their 20s that buys a Taylor Swift album would talk just like that. Hey, I went to buy a Taylor Swift album, and it's through the roof. A combination of a longshoreman, unload ships, and Rocky Balboa. Hey, I went to buy a Taylor Swift album, and it was through the roof. It's an older person term. My condo association's fees are through the roof. They just raised them again. I go, how much did it go up? He goes, $5. $5, Bobby. Through the roof. I said, well, you got to pay it. And he just agreed. You know how older people will agree right on top of your agree? I go, well, you got to pay it. He goes, I got to pay it. He didn't even let me finish. I said, you got to pay it? I got to pay it. I got to pay it. And this is why he said what. This is his reasoning usually for a lot of things. I said, you got to pay it. He goes, I got to pay it. And right after that, he goes, because they got me by the balls. Which is another expression. I have no idea. I don't know if that's just a big New England thing or not. I don't think so. I think that's nationwide. It's got to be. But I don't think they have you by the balls. I don't think the people from the condos association are like, oh, we got Frank's balls here. You don't want to be had by the balls. That's bad. I remember this winter when they didn't shovel his walkway. He was pissed. He did a video. He filmed it. And then he went to the condo association meeting and everything. And then he told them, I've got you by the balls. Sometimes they have you by the balls. And other times you've got them by the balls. You would rather have somebody by the balls than have somebody have you. And sometimes in certain situations I've noticed, my Uncle Frank will notice, we went on a pontoon ride around the lake and we saw this one nice house and my Uncle Frank goes, Jesus Christ, that guy's got the world by the balls. Why would you want the world by the balls? That'd be quite an order. The whole world by the balls. I mean, France? France by the balls? Those people, no offense to anybody who's from France, but the word on the street is you don't shower much. Wouldn't want them by the balls. I gotta pay the fee, Bobby. I gotta pay the extra $5. This is the next thing he said. They got me over a barrel. Where do you live? Where do you live that they've got you by the balls over a barrel? That does not sound good. Anyway, I love you. I hope you had a great day. Beautiful day in Maine today. I'm outside right. You can probably hear the crickets and such. Some of you are going to comment. There's a couple things you're going to comment about in this video. Sometimes a lot of people are concerned with my beard. I have a week off, so I haven't shaved, and I'm going to be back on the shows Friday and Saturday this week. So I'll shave everything, and I'll get back to business. Some of you might talk about that water ski that's hanging there. A lot of you are friggin' infatuated with my broken chair. Every time I post a video in this chair, there's always a bunch of people that post in and say, geez, Bob, your chair's broken. That's the takeaway. Just poured my heart and soul. Told you everything about my family. And your response is, your plastic chair's broken, asshole. The other thing you might comment about in the background over there is my jailhouse gym. My barbell. That don't just happen right there. That don't just happen. Huh? Anyway, tons of big shows coming up. We just put shows on sale. Ohio, Cleveland, Ohio, September 18th to the 20th. I haven't been there since before Corona. Friggin', I love people in the Ohio audience is great. I'm going to be there 18th through 20th at Hilarities, and I'm going to be in Columbus, Ohio at the Funny Bone on the 21st of September. So Ohio, come out. O-H-I-O. They spelled Ohio if they live in Ohio. Other states don't do that, but they do. I don't know why, but we're there. We got Pennsylvania shows coming up, also coming up in October. We got tons of shows coming up. We're going into the foliage and the sweater weather. Time to get a tea and maybe a scone. Come out for a laugh. I gotta go. This is beyond too long. I love you. I love it. I love you. I gotta go. Bye.